Hey there, Aries. How's it going? Hope everything's going good with you and yours. This is your weekly general reading for the week of April 18th. So we're going to be flying right into this, looking at your past, your present, and your... That's a few too many. Few too many came out all at once there. But we'll be looking at your past, your present, your future, clarifying all those cards. Then we'll be tying everything up with an oracle message at the end. So you're going to want to stick around for all that. These are general readings, of course, as I say. But so not all of it may resonate with you. And if it doesn't, or it just doesn't click with you, then it's just not part of your message. So don't worry about that. It's just, you know, it is what it is, right? So, but if it does resonate, that's awesome. That's always nice to hear, always nice to see. And of course, you can leave a like or a comment down below. Those are the best ways to let me know that it resonated with you. And if it really resonated with you, you can of course always subscribe to the channel. I always welcome new faces. And hey, returning faces, thanks for coming back. All right, so we got things kicking off with the Three of Swords here, your card to keep an eye on this week. It's a card of cutting out things that don't serve you, a card of heartbreak, and a card of cutting to the truth of things, cutting right to the matter of stuff here. And I feel like really here, this is sort of, maybe you've been dealing with heartbreak in the past here, especially we got the Ten of Wands starting things off over here. So maybe you've been dealing with heartbreak, maybe, you know, a project or a goal of yours didn't work out necessarily the way you wanted it to, or something you were really trying to put a lot of yourself into or a lot of work into didn't work out, or possibly a relationship as well. But the good thing about this is underneath we got the Ace of Swords, which is a card of overcoming any obstacle you face. So that's really good. Even though kind of things haven't worked out for you, it's not like a roadblock. It's not a dead end. It's just a detour. It's just kind of like redirection, right? It's kind of spirit and the universe and all that trying to redirect you, Aries, into a better position here. So we're starting things off. We got the Ten of Wands, Temperance, and the Ace of Cups here. The Ten of Wands, like I say, it's heavy burdens. There's a lot of weight here. You can see this bug person here. They're carrying a lot of weight on their shoulders. It's a bit much. It's a big burden here. And I feel like in the past, something has been weighing you down. And again, maybe it was that heartbreak of some sort, or maybe it was just something you were trying to work on really didn't work out the way you planned it to here. But with Temperance and the Ace of Cups, this is really good because this is letting us know that you have it in you to work through this, right? Temperance talks about trying different things, trying different avenues, trying to, you know, work your way out of a situation, not giving up on it, right? And this is showing me that you're determined here. I feel like you're very in this determined energy, like I'm going to achieve what I want because this is what I want. This is the thing that makes me feel happy. This is the thing that makes me feel like I'm overwhelmed with emotion. And maybe you are overwhelmed with not necessarily good emotion because of this, but you can work through this and you can get to where you need to be here. So let's look at some clarifiers for this and see what we got for you here. What do we have for you, Aries? Boom. We got the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, contradictory energy there, and the Six of Swords as well. I like the Six of Swords there a lot because the Six of Swords is a card of recovery. It's a card of healing. It's a card of moving on as well. It's like we say with the Temperance card, we're talking about how you're determined and stuff here. And the Six of Swords is saying you're moving in a positive direction here. You may need to rest up. You may need to heal up here and take as much time as you need to with this Knight of Pentacles. Like, you know, don't force it. Don't rush it. Because the thing is you have a lot of energy backing you up with this Eight of Wands, right? You have a lot of energy supporting you. You have a lot of determined energy here, a lot of power within you here, Aries, and that's going to help you move forward when the time comes. But in the meantime, resting up and getting yourself into a good position before you move on is the best way to be, you know, whatever it needs to be here. You know, they say time to grieve, right? But we don't necessarily think of that when it comes to things like, you know, disappointments or things like bad relationships or stuff. Like that is something that you need to recover from too, right? Like it's not like, you know, it's not like a passed away relative or loved one, though maybe that could be this as well. But I feel like this is more something to do with like a project or a relationship or something. But those things are things that we need to recover from as well. And, you know, they can hold us down if we don't recover from them properly, like those kind of traumas and those negative energies here. So I feel like you're really moving forward in a positive way when you want to, when you're ready to here. In your present, we got the High Priestess, the Hermit, and Judgment. This is really nice because the High Priestess is telling us that you're going to know, right, when to move forward. You're going to know when you're ready to move on because the High Priestess is so intuitive. You're going to really know, like, okay, I feel like I'm ready to do this. I feel like I'm ready to move on here. The High Priestess also talks about cycles, right? And you're just kind of right now maybe going through a down cycle before you move up, right? It's kind of like the like, you know, how we kind of a swinging pendulum, right? It's kind of like you're coming on the down into the bottom, but then you're going to be starting to come up here. So it's good. You just got to be aware that that takes time, right? That swing, that move, that peaks and valleys, right? They all just take time here. Speaking of peaks, we got the Hermit here on top of the mountain. Now the Hermit is someone who goes after what they want. They can see clearly, this is where I want to be. And I feel like this is going to be some clarity that's being brought into you of what you want to do from here on out, what you want to achieve, what you want to go through here, especially as we're looking at your future here, is looking like some really good energy. But with Judgment, it's just saying you kind of like, this might be a revitalization for you, right? This might be you being brought back up. And again, where you're kind of resting up and getting ready back here, I feel like you're kind of coming back stronger than ever. If you know anything about like, you know, working out and stuff, which you're looking at me and you're being like, Charles, you don't look like you know a goddamn thing about working out. But the thing is, when you work out, like if you were to tear your muscles, you know, like look at these guns here. But if you're to tear your muscles, what happens is when you're working out and lifting those weights, the muscle is actually ripping apart. And then when it heals up bigger. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening with you. You're kind of like, this kind of tore you up a bit, and this has hurt you, and this is kind of taking its time on you, or taking its toll on you rather. But it's kind of working up to build you up and make you stronger here. And I feel like that's like perfect. Like that's really what you want. You're getting this revitalization and you can see clearly where you want to be, and you're on the upswing too. So it's almost like you're getting motivated more so to go on and move forward into what you want here, because you're getting to the heart of the matter here. We're kind of experiencing all of this with the Three of Swords. We're cutting out, we've dealt with some heartbreak. We're kind of cutting out things that no longer serve us, but now we're cutting to the heart of the matter of what we want and what we want to see in our lives here. So let's get some clarifiers going for this as well. What do we have, Aries? So we got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Swords again, lovely. And Zawoldo, the World here as well. This all looks great. This all looks great. The King of Pentacles really saying like you're working hard, trying to go where you want to go, you know, doing what you needs to be done, right? Being very mature about this too. Like I feel like sometimes, you know, you can kind of get knocked off your horse and kind of approach things in like a woe is me kind of way. And that's a little bit of an immature way to approach things. But here it looks like, Aries, you're approaching this in a mature manner of like, again, we know about things go through phases, things go through cycles, and you're building your way up. With the Ace of Swords repeating again and again, overcoming any challenge you face. Like that's just like the biggest takeaway from me for this whole thing is like, you can overcome this. You can do what you need to do. You can amount to anything you want to amount to. And with the World, this is huge. This is a big thing. This is like a big challenge you faced here. This is a big challenge you're overcoming. And this is a big kind of glow up for you. Maybe you're going to be moving somewhere else because of this, or maybe you have an idea for moving somewhere else or something like that. Or it's just saying like, this is going to be some sort of huge completion for you. Hello, Journey. Speaking of huge, here is my cat. One of two, one of two chonky boys. Over in your future, we've got the Moon, the Strength card, and the King of Wands. That is beautiful. The Moon is all about partial illumination. So you can't see the future. You don't know where you're going necessarily, but you kind of have a rough idea. But the Moon is also about following your own path, right? Through that darkness, knowing that you're on the right path, knowing that you're doing what's best for you. And with that High Priestess back here, I feel like you definitely do know where you're going. You definitely know what you want to be doing here. But the Moon is really telling us that you just got to keep following that path and believe that you are heading in the right direction. And let kind of the illumination you can kind of see as you're moving forward guide you. With the Strength card here as well, you're certainly strong, you know, maybe not physically like we were talking about here earlier, but in like a sort of your willpower, right? Your strength, your aura, the kind of like, you know, your willpower to make it through this, to tough it out, or to, you know, find a will, find a way, you know, that kind of stuff. It's looking very beautiful. With the King of Wands here as well, the King of Wands saying you're very confident at this time. You're going to be very confident in the future because you overcame these trials. But the King of Wands is also saying that you're going to be in charge. You're going to be the one calling the shots here in the future and finding your own path. It's not as though you're being led on or you're just being kind of like drug along by your nose or something. It's like you're actually taking control and taking command of your life and taking it into your own hands and doing what you need to do, right? So let's clarify this as well, and then we'll get into your oracle card and tie it all off for you, all right? Oh my Lord, that cat just knocked something off the table. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably nothing. I'll probably just go pick it up later. He'll knock it off the table again. Like, you know how cats do. Wheel of Fortune here. 10 of Cups, beautiful. And the Knight of Cups as well. There you go. Knight of Cups really talks about you moving forward in your life, trying to achieve your dreams, your goals. In this 10 here, trying to have that happiness in the future. But you got to cross this river to get there, right? And that's just telling us, Aries, that you got to be the one to do it. Like, you got to take action. You got to go for it. And it seems like you're ready to do that, right? Like we were talking about with that King of Wands. Like, you're ready to go after it. You're confident. You're mature. You're ready to take your life into your own hands and do what you need to do in order to achieve the happiness you want. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's just saying, if you're going to give in to this positivity, you're going to go after what you want. The universe is going to be like, yeah, let's pump it up. Let's help you out. Let's do what we need to be doing to get you there, right? That's really co-creating with spirit. That's really trying to get to where you need to be. So I love that. That's fantastic. So let's tie this all off with an oracle message. See what we got here for you. See what's going on for our Aries. What do we have for them? For our oracle message, we got this. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. We got the Stag Spirit here saying, take the lead. You got to take control, right? And again, I'm not trying to tell you, you got to do it now. Like, go, do it. I'm just saying, like, you're in a recovery stage now, but once you decide you're going to take the lead, sky's the limit, right? So keep an eye out for Stags too this week or in the coming weeks, because that might be a good sign, or maybe a sign for you to move on. So I hope that helped you out. I hope that resonated with you, Aries. If you want to help out the channel, you hit that like button down below. You can comment on the channel as well. Let me know this resonated. Those let me and YouTube know you like what I do here. You can also subscribe if you want to stick around, become an old face like we were talking about earlier. And you can also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs after this one. See what might be coming for you in the week ahead. And I'll see you next time, Aries.